So here we go, everybody. Welcome to the Kings of Anglia Tractor Girls Talk podcast. I'm your host, Emma Roscoe, and I'm joined by my co-host and Town Women skipper, Blue Wilson, to bring you our year review. 2022 as a whole for Ipswich Town Women's team. Of course, the podcast is proudly sponsored by John Fowler Solicitors. Big up Mark Kennedy, as always, for his support. Blue, thanks for joining me. What a year it's been. Plenty of ups and downs, roller coaster emotions. How's things?
Things are all good. Thinking back, 2022, it feels like it's gone quickly, but then I look through all the months of games we've had, and I'm not actually, it's been a long year. So I'm sort of in between the two. We've had a lot of games, we've had a lot of ups, we've had a lot of downs, which I'm sure we'll go through. But all in all, it's been a good year for football for the team. Lots of learning taking place. And yeah, support has grown, and that's the main thing.
The main thing is the support has grown and getting some good attendances home and away. Of course, we've been to Newcastle, we've been to Plymouth again, done a lot of trips, and this is your sort of journey through the year in our eyes, our voices. We have got a big quiz, though, coming up, first of all, though, ladies and gentlemen, and this quiz actually set before the Cheltenham game in our hotel with good old Kieran Standley, the media officer, the media man, all the other jobs he does. He did a great quiz. Me and Blue went head to head through January to December. Many different questions. Some we were like, what the hell? What's this about? But yeah, really good quiz. So let's go over to the hotel in Cheltenham. Blue, myself, and Kieran. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Not So Mastermind, live from a hotel just outside Cheltenham. I'm your special guest host, Kieran Standley, and alongside me, sitting around this table with baubles and pine cones, are the two hosts of Tractor Girls Talk, Mr. Ross Halls and Miss Blue Wilson. And we are going to do a big quiz of 2022 to sign off the year. So that's what we're going to do. I've got 12 questions here based on the year for us as a team, and whoever gets the most points wins, basically. That's normally how it works. First things first, Ross, how are you?
I'm very well. Very professional, K-Dog. Very professional. I'm a bit nervous, you know. I've not done any research. I'm not very good with memory. So, yeah, best person wins, pretty much.
Quizzes are not your forte, are they?
I can make quizzes, but not getting actually involved in one. So, bring it on.
What about you, Blue?
I'm feeling very nervous, actually. Memory also not great. And I have done no revision for this quiz, so yeah. Bit tired after a trip to Cheltenham, but we'll see.
Okay, without further ado, we're going to crack into it then. So, we have 12 questions, one from each month of the year, an event or something that happened over the last 12 months for the Tractor Girls. And Blue, can you keep score on this one?
Yeah, I can keep score.
Okay, brilliant.
They're going to be pretty low.
So we are going to start, of course, with January. And in January, we played a few games. But one of those games was against Ipswich Town. It was a 5-2 victory. Who scored as a second-half substitute in that game?
Ooh. And there's no multiple choices there, K-Dog. So we've got to now really go through the whole squad.
So sub in the second half.
Sub in the second half. Of course, we're recording this. This is in the past. So hello, everybody, in the future.
Yeah.
Players.
Live from Cheltenham. It's Saturday night.
Yeah, we don't actually know how we got on against Cheltenham.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was at Kingsham as well, wasn't it? The away game. Luce O'Brien scored in that game. That's not my answer. That's not my final answer.
I'm not sure what to say, Was that it?
Possibly not. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm going to
Go.
Zoe Barrett.
That's a good shout, actually. I'm going to go... Do you know what? For some reason, I think Paige Peake came off the bench. No, that's not my final answer either. Do you know what? Natasha Thomas.
Well, you're both wrong. The answer is Anna Gray. So no points on the January question. So moving ahead to February.
Good start.
Yeah, great start. So February then. One of our games in February was a dreadful drab 0-0 draw with MK Dons. We won't say any more about that because we might get in trouble. But what was the name of the host club whose ground that game was at?
Shambles FC, was it? Or
That was...
Shambles FC. It literally was that.
But I actually know this, I think.
Oh,
That's
I don't know.
I'm pleased, but I don't know, I could get it wrong. Is it Wootton?
United. Wotton Blue Cross. I think that's the full name. Is that it?
What's your final answer?
Wotton Blue Cross.
Blue?
Yeah, I don't know. I've no idea. Yeah, no, I can't even think of something random.
Okay, so she's passing on that. Ross, you have got a point. It is Wotton Blue Cross.
Wow, that's good knowledge.
Yeah.
And you got the Blue Cross bit.
Yeah.
Really well done. I wouldn't have given you the point for Wotton United, so he's done well there.
Like Blue Cross just came out of nowhere in my head. It's just,
Yeah,
I was like, what?
Yeah, I've still got nightmares from that game. That's true.
yeah. Less said about that game, the better. Right, moving on then to March, and a 3-0 win at Cardiff in the rain. Lovely little trip that down to Cardiff. But who opened the scoring that day in a 3-0 win?
I know this. My memory's actually better than I thought.
You don't say it then. 'Cause
I won't say it
I'll
yet.
go
I won't say it
first,
yet.
so I don't have a
Yeah, I did that in a day. I did it in a day. Yeah, because you guys stayed over and I actually did that in a day. I can actually somehow remember the goal. I'm not gonna say. I'll wait until Blue.
It was a pretty good goal.
But then, did she mean it though? Did she mean it? Sorry if you're watching, the player.
I am gonna go with.
No. What if she says what I'm thinking? Like, do I still get a point?
Yeah, you still get a point. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause you
okay.
know
Just
it.
give us the name of the player, Ross.
No, but then
Mine's gonna be a random guess,
that's what I mean.
so you can still say it because you know it.
Should we both say it at the same time?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Laugh.
Zoe Barrett.
The correct answer is Viva Baz Vegas. It is Zoe Barrett, 2-0 to Ross Halls.
Because basically Anna scored a similar goal in the second half.
She did indeed, yes. Very well done. Good memory, Ross, that. Good memory. Okay, moving on to April, and another game that we try and forget, and that was the 1-1 draw with Chichester and Selsey. In which minute did we go 1-0 down?
Oh,
Bloody hell.
Kieran.
It's in the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Lucy O'Brien with the
Now-
equaliser with about 10 minutes to go, I think it was.
Now, are you going to give someone a point if they're the closest? Because that's what I normally do on my
Yeah.
other quizzes. Whoever's the closest gets a point. I think we should allow that.
You just want more points.
Yeah, well, I get it.
I'm not sure I'm getting one.
Oh, I think, I'm going to go 11th minute. I think it was
I
early.
do think it was early. Yeah.
I think it was early. Not too early, but it was like, oh no, 1-0 down here.
I'm gonna go 13th minute.
Okay, so we will do a point for the closest, and Ross has just gone 3-0 up because it was the 8th minute.
Oh, it was early.
It was early, yes, it was the 8th minute.
3-0.
Blue, you've got an uphill battle here. Okay, moving on to May then. The final day of the season against Pompey.
Oh, dear. Who's Egan?
We're not talking about that. That didn't happen.
Sorry.
Who scored the winning goal for Portsmouth in that 1-0 win? And it was an absolute worldie as well.
Oh, Kieran, you
What's
were
her
going on
name?
about her.
What's her name? She doesn't play for them anymore, does she?
No.
No, she does not.
She's signed for a tier 5 club, I swear.
Might even be lower than that, to be honest.
Tier 6.
Let's go with A.
Oh, what was her name? It's in my head.
Is it Aubrey?
No, it's the other one.
Other one.
Oh no, I know it. It's in my head.
I have no idea. I don't know any Pompey players. Only Aubrey, but
When
she's
you
away
say
there
it, I'll know it.
Yeah, I think
So I
you're going to
remember
kick
saying-
yourself on
Do
this
we-
one.
No, I know this one. If I had another, I reckon, day to
Do we
think
do
about
clues?
this.
Like, should we do clues?
I think people that are listening or watching this at home that know that game are going to be screaming at the
Can you give
at the
us
screen
the
right now.
surname begins with one letter?
K.
I don't know. I have no idea. K.
I know. I can see the girl in my mind.
Killer Man.
No.
Killer Man.
Oh, it's a weird
It's
name.
not
as well.
Killer Man.
It's not a standard name.
I had two guesses.
no.
It's not allowed, is it?
Are you both
We're drawing
surrendering?
out too long,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
Okay, the answer is Sherelle Casal.
Casal. Oh! Casal.
No idea.
No, I
Still.
knew that.
Now plays for Dorking Wanderers.
Wow, they're on the up, aren't they?
What a move.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to June. Not much happened in June.
It's a 3-0 still.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on, Blue.
Conceded.
Flitchy. Okay.
Okay, so moving on to June. And a very long-serving player and a club legend, Lindsay Cooper, left the club after a 16-year association with the club. How many appearances did she make for Town?
Once again,
In total.
Closest to the correct answer.
Yeah.
And I'll say, as
I can't work out what I'm doing with my hands here, sorry. Right,
Cover it. I don't want to
I didn't see it on my eyes, but it's terrible.
I'm just going to do this now.
It's not good. Once again, yeah, closest gets the point, and then if you get it bang on, I think 2 points.
Yeah, okay.
So an opportunity for blue.
Thanks, Ross.
It's all right. That could backfire, actually, though. I would have done our stats on the website, so that gives me an advantage, but that was a long time ago. For some reason, this number in my head, I think it's like 216.
I was going to say 217.
Say it if you want.
Yeah, 217, 216.
So you're both wrong.
Okay.
Ross gets the point because he's closest. But
This is rigged.
the answer is 210. The reason why 216 is in your head is because that is Amanda Crump's total of appearances, which is the current record for us as a club, 216.
Do you know the highest in the squad at the minute?
Tash Meyer, 100. I think she's getting close to 150, isn't she?
Yeah, I think she's over that now.
Yeah.
I think she's like about 160, 170 games.
So, she could,
So yeah, not far away from 200 now.
Yeah. So scores?
Well, you're winning 4-0. It's going well, this, isn't it?
I can still come back from this.
Still can't, because you got July.
Quizzes like this make Ross look intelligent. Yeah.
It's good memory.
Yeah, honestly, you've done well. I'm impressed, Ross. Okay, question number 7, obviously on July. We began pre-season in July as standard with an away trip to Wimbledon for a double-header day. It was a nice day, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Very hot, I remember.
It was very hot. How many academy players made their senior bow that day?
Okay.
And we did a story about this on the website.
6.
Oh, it's gone right in there.
And I'm not doing closest to for this one. It's got to be bang on.
Yeah, but Kieran, if I'm closest, can I have the point?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
He's the host. His rules. Maybe it's got to be lower, innit? It can't be more than 6. Like, we've done well. But I think it could be lower. I think 4?
You're both wrong.
It's 5, innit?
It's 5.
5.
Yeah, so Nia Evans, Megan Waring, Sarah Smith-Walter, Abby Smith, Lauren Hales. Those are the 5.
Yeah, I just guessed 6.
Yeah.
Lauren Harris. Actually playing that game.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to August. And
Still 4-0. Nice.
yeah, it's still 4-0. Moving on to August and a month that didn't start very well for us. We'll try and forget about that if we can. So I didn't want to touch on the defeats at the start of the month, but
you are anyway.
no.
Season review coming.
What was the attendance on the opening day of the season against Portsmouth?
Once getting closest gets the point.
Yeah, we'll yeah.
Well, if you get it bang on, Blue, well
Yeah.
done. You get 5 points. You can make
If I get this bang on, I'll win the game.
You win the game, yeah. I think it's in.
It was big.
It's big, but not as.
It wasn't huge.
565.
So I think it was lower than that.
It was lower.
Yeah.
I thought it was bigger than that, but I just thought,
565.
Yeah, I thought.
I'll go 542.
Blues on the board.
Yes!
It was 520.
Ah, okay. You're closer.
Yes.
Yeah, 520. Moving on to September and a 7-0 win over QPR in the League Cup determining round. Ross, you weren't there, so this should give an advantage to Blue.
Wait, let me just remind myself.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Laff opened the score in that day with a very good header, but who provided the assist?
I've got to just think of players now. Who would get assists? Was that header, was it?
It was a header. She scored pretty much a carbon copy of the same header a few minutes later as well.
So who would take corners? Summer Hughes. Nia Evans. No, she scored in the game, so there you go.
Yeah, Summer.
The answer's Freya Godfrey.
Oh.
It was her debut as well.
Yeah, don't remember that.
Soz.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Good debut.
Yeah. She got 2 assists in that game, actually.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Now, so is it 4? So can Blue get back? How many?
Yeah.
We're on question number 10 now. So There's 3 questions left.
Yeah, once again, double points and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I can get back.
Question number 10. In October, we appointed Paul Walker as our new head of goalkeeping. From which men's club did he join from?
I actually know this, so I'll let you go first.
Market? I don't know. There was something around there. Oh, maybe I'm making that up. It's not Needham Market, is it? If it's not Needham Market, I don't know. Needham Market.
Sudbury.
You're both wrong. It was Stowmarket Town.
Oh!
Has been at Sudbury though. To be fair to him.
I was
You were
gonna- I was-
confident.
I was
You were
gonna-
kicking off.
Got this. Got this. Needham Market, what are you talking about? Oh, that was me being cocky.
Wait, so same thing, really.
SST.
I don't think it is the same thing.
We're both at
Both
Market.
Suffolk teams.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. They have markets in common.
Yeah, that's where I've got confused.
Okay. On to November then. And the return of Sophie Peskett, which we've talked about quite a bit recently. How many goals has she scored for the club since making her debut in 2019?
I thought you were going to say days. How many days it is? That's 417.
That was 410, so you'd have been wrong anyway.
Oh, we've both been wrong on that as
Okay.
well.
Sorry, Bess. Go.
How many appearances has she got?
37.
She's double figures. Got double figure goals.
Yeah.
I want to go with a shut number. 17.
So I was thinking that too. But it's just,
So, well, I was
I'm
worried.
going to go 16.
You're both wrong. 19.
So I got close to saying.
She's scored 19.
She
Fair
scored
play.
19 in 37. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of assists as well.
Yeah, I'd lose count of the amount of assists that she's got since debut. That'd be a long list. There was 15 in her first season. So, yeah. Okay, moving on to December then, and a game that happened just last week.
I've won though, no.
You have.
Hang on, I can still come back.
The only way you're coming back is if Ross wants to gamble on the tiebreaker after this question. Otherwise,
With my current form.
yeah. Okay. So this game happened last week, so it should be fresh in your memory. Obviously, you played Portishead in the FA Cup. What is their club nickname?
Oh,
I haven't read your story, Kieran. So
That's really nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
where are they based again?
Like North Somerset.
Oh, I saw someone on Twitter say it. I swear.
I swear someone said it like during the game or something.
I definitely heard it being said during the
Yeah, it
game.
was like, come on, you.
Yeah, like it was definitely. I heard something like that as well.
Portishead.
Head. Come on, not seagulls.
It's so,
Come on, you seagulls. Come on, you. No, I don't know.
no.
Don't know. Can you once again, lesser?
Yeah, give us a clue.
Begins with P.
Oh, come on, you Portis.
Pews. Pews.
No.
Oh, no, I swear it is. Pews.
No, it's not.
It is. I've seen that somewhere. I've seen that on Twitter. Come on.
Pirates.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Pews.
You're both wrong. The answer is Posset.
Oh.
Nah.
I would.
Possible.
How
Where
is
does
that?
that come from?
Yeah.
Just done the research.
So, where have I seen that then?
I don't know where you've seen that.
Someone on Twitter said that.
I looked it up. I heard a couple of players during the game saying, "Come on, Posset, let's go Posset."
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a player's name?
No. No.
Lemon Posset.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Final question then, which is the tiebreaker. You've won anyway, Ross. It's up to you whether you want to gamble it on the tiebreaker.
Come on then. Why not?
This
Right.
is my chance.
Come on, Blue
Okay.
Let's see.
In the calendar year of 2022,
It's going to be embarrassing.
how many games did we win in all competitions?
In 2022.
Yeah.
Cup.
So, including. Oh, okay.
This is all comps.
We've been pretty rubbish some part of this season as well, haven't we? And last year.
I hope none of the players are watching this because
They know
Well,
this.
the
They know
end of the
this.
season was.
End of season and start of this season, so they know this.
It's just how many games we've played.
But then we have won some good games as well. Won a few cup games. So we would have played maybe 3 to get to West. No, 2 against West Ham to get to West Ham. There's 2 wins there. No, but then no, that's not a win. No.
Pre-season games as well.
No, not counting pre-season friendlies. This is competitive matches in all
Of
competitions.
course, the Southampton game I was on penalties. So does that count?
That does count because it was a victory.
Okay.
I'm not counting that as a draw because it was a victory on penalties. That is included.
Okay, that's one. That's one for you. That's one for me.
I'm happy to verify that.
How many games were done in January? We're back after this quick message from our sponsors.
Have you had an accident of word lately?
John Fowler Solicitors. Big up,
I'm
Mike
gonna
Kennedy.
go. I don't know how many games we've played. I'm gonna go 12.
I think it's more than that, isn't it? It's got to be more than that. I'm going to go. That's my phone number 12. Oh, hello. Someone's coming in. Someone's coming in the door. 15.
Well, you're both wrong, and you both massively underestimated the team. So the answer is 18.
No, we're not under.
Well,
that's 3 off.
Blue. That was six wins short. I mean, that's quite a lot of wins in a calendar year. So yeah, you were the closest anyway. So you won.
Yeah, not bad.
Overarching.
Not bad effort. Pretty
that was
happy with that.
impressive from me.
My memory's not as bad as it. It's, goldfish. That's the funny phrase, isn't it? Some people say, but no, my memory isn't too bad.
Isn't any words on this drastic defeat for you, Blue?
I think at the start of the quiz I wanted 3. Didn't manage to reach that, but we go again next year. I'll be training for it.
Well, that concludes Not So Mastermind live on the Tractor Girls Talk podcast from this wonderful hotel in Cheltenham. We are now going to go enjoy the rest of our evening, and hopefully, as this is going out after the game, we would have got the 3 points. Absolutely, which will make it 19 wins in the calendar year.
Yes, exactly, Kieran.
So if anyone's questioning me on that, now you know why.
Let's cross over back to me and Blue.
Well. Champion Roscoe. Blue, good effort, but...
No, Ross, it's not even a good effort. Don't even say that. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
It was poor. It was really
tricky,
poor.
though. There was some tricky...
I mean, it was a
Kieran did
difficult
good
quiz.
job.
It was
Yeah.
it was a difficult quiz, a good quiz. So shout out to Kieran for coming up with his questions. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in myself. Actually, I said before the quiz I was like 3, I think, and that was like a low estimate.
Yeah.
So I think reflection is needed. Maybe 2023 is going to be a new me.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going to make some more notes, I think, just in case for future stuff. Because
Revision notes. Yeah.
Yeah, really much. To be fair, I asked Kieran to do the quiz, and I was like, do you know, I think I know what he could answer, like questions he can put here, but he was actually really pretty creative with some of the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on some of the opposition players and goals. It's like Ipswich Town Women's 2022 quiz, but it's good job, Kieran. I know you're listening, my friend, and thanks again for your help. And hope everyone at home enjoyed it as well. Let us know how many points you got. I know Joe actually did the quiz in the hotel as well at breakfast, and he did better than us, by the way. But you'd hope he would as the manager of the club. You'd think you'd have more notes than us. And yeah, but there we go. I win this year round. We'll see next year. Of course, 2023, Blue. We'll end the pod about our wishes for 2023. Of course, the big thing is Blue Wilson will be making her return. Can't wait for that. But before that, let's talk about 2022 then. January started off, of course. We were deflated a little bit after the Oxford defeat before Christmas. So we had to wait a few weeks to come back. Of course, we had Portsmouth at home, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Natasha Thomas scoring the goal that day. Then a 9-0 home win against Hounslow. Tash got 4 goals that day. Biggs got 2. Laffy got 2. Paige Peak got a goal. Then a 5-2 win at Kingsham. Then a 0-0 draw at Gillingham, which I missed, but it didn't sound great. I know you were there. Very cold afternoon in Felixstowe. And then, of course, the Newcastle weekend, which was amazing. Of course, a 1-0 win as we progressed. Blue, how would you reflect on the month of January? One iffy result, but the rest were pretty decent.
I mean, yeah, Portsmouth a tough team. We've seen that this season. So 1-1 draw at home. I mean, you're wanting the 3 points there, but you take a draw. Hounslow, I think it's a 9-0 win, isn't it? Not much to be said. Keynsham love 2 goals against us. The Gillingham one we've got to move on from because I never want to speak about that game again.
Yep.
It was not a nice day. And then we'll focus on the Newcastle one. Lucy O'Brien's screamer. Nice little half volley to progress us through. Obviously, at that point, Newcastle had a lot of fans there. Yeah. However, it wasn't quite the extent they're at now. They've taken it up a few notches. Fair play to them.
That was, Geordies, I know they love their football, but yeah, that was great. That set-up there we actually played was lovely. I was like, this is a great little ground. But now they've moved to St James's Park for a few games, and they have had a sell-out game, haven't they? I think, or nearly sell-out.
They've had a lot. Yeah, they've had a lot. So yeah, fair play to them.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't play them at that point.
I know.
That would have been amazing playing in front of that. I know the players love playing in front. I think there was 3,000 when we were there. Or no, it was more than that. I think when we played them.
I think it was a bit more than that. But Lucy O'Brien actually said to me, she was like, it was loud even with that amount of people. She was like, I cannot comprehend how loud it would be with 30,000 people there. Yeah. So I think quite a few of the girls were hoping for Newcastle away in the draw, in the FA Cup draw, but I think they've gone out. So. Is what it is. But yeah, January it was a good month to start off with, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, as I said, bouncing back after the Oxford defeat. Sorry to keep repeating it. But it was good that we were able to bounce back, and we did that. Definitely, and a few trips there as well. Of course, Keynsham a bit of away, and then Newcastle as well. Going into February, we had 3 games. Draw against MK Dons. Shambles of a ground, all that stuff. Once again, less said that, the better. Then a 2-0 win against Crawley Wasps, which was a take 2. Of course, the original game got abandoned, so we had to play again. Laffy and Paige Peak got the goals. Then a 1-1 draw with Southampton, which, of course, was the penalty shootout win in the FA Cup 5th round. Of course, Anna Gray getting the goal. And then, you love to see this happen, but when it's against you, it's not great. But, of course, their goalie scoring the goal to take it depends. But Sarah Quantrill, the hero, saving the penalties. Of course, we did a master, stroke of Joe Sheehan making those substitutions. Lucy O'Brien coming on, scoring them as well. But yeah, February Blue, what a month.
Yeah, the youngsters getting us over the line. Trust in the youth. So, I mean, 0-0 draw against MP Dons. I think this is where we started to, games like that, if you're wanting to push for promotion, they have to be winning. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about in terms of ups and downs. We had a few, and where teams like MK Dons, teams like Gillingham, you really need to be taking 3 points, even though they're going to be tough opponents, hard to beat. Southampton, just what a day. I don't think we need to say any more. Just what a day.
Yeah, it was. If you haven't listened to the podcast after that game, go back to it because that was just great. Yeah. We had Anna Gray on it, we had Joe Sheehan on it. Great show, and lined up. Of course, we've got West Ham in the quarterfinals at Felixstowe. We'll get onto that. Of course, in March. Of course, we had a lot of games actually in March. So we had a lot of games around that time. Of course, first of all was a 1-0 win at Bridgewater. Another rubbish ground. Of course, Anna Gray with another goal. She was scoring a few goals at this period, which was good to see. Of course, she went on to score twice again against Cardiff in that 3-0 win. Of course, O'Barrett also scored. Both of them scored similar goals in that game, and a good win in Wales. Then, of course, the game against West Ham where our team did themselves proud on TV for the very first time.
BBC.
Sold out Felixstowe on the Beeb. Of course, a 1-0 defeat, but what a game to be involved in, and just amazing day. And then, of course, end of the month, after all that excitement, we did get a nice 2-0 win against Plymouth. Eloise King and Eva, was it a goal? We gave it to her anyway.
We gave it to her. We'll still give it to her.
Good to her. To win, of course, 2-0. But yeah, March Blue. The West Ham game, let's just focus on that the most because we spoke about it a lot already, but that was unbelievable, wasn't it?
It was, and they're a WSL team now. They're a mid-table team, aren't they? And to only lose 1-0 to a WSL team is, I think, an achievement in itself. I think performance-wise, we would have wanted more, but it was a massive occasion, and it was nice for players who didn't get the opportunity. And when we played Man City, to have that big occasion. So now we've got a real mix of players within the squad who have experienced different big events and can deal with a bit more pressure, and hopefully taking us forward. Those experiences can help us out. But yeah, a great day. Great to pack out Felixstowe. And another day that I won't forget at all. But in terms of March, that was a good month, very good month.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say it was a distraction, but we knew that game was coming up,
Yeah.
but we also knew we had games to play. Because after the Southampton game, we found out we had West Ham, but we still had the trip to both Bridgewater and Cardiff, so we had to we have to get back to league action now. And thankfully, we got those wins. And then after the West Ham defeat and everything, on the high still after that great crowd and everything, then we got Plymouth, and thankfully we got the win against them. Then April/May. Which was, unfortunately the downfall of our promotion charge. First up, the 2-1 home defeat to Southampton. We took the lead in that game, of course, Page Peak from the penalty spot, and then Southampton, of course, got their 2 goals. Then the 1-1 draw with Chichester, which was a disappointing game. We went behind in that game, which was very rare. We'd never really gone behind really before in the league. Then a 3-0 win against London Bees, which was good that we got back to winning ways after 2 disappointing results. Of course, Mira Boswell, Lucy Egan got another good goal from her, and Lucy O'Brien scored. And then the day that was the final nail in the coffin, unfortunately. Getting a bit deep there, sorry everybody. But yeah, the 1-0 home defeat to Oxford, and then of course we ended the season with the defeat to Pompey. So we ended the season unfortunately in 3rd. But in our first season in Tier 3, that was great. But yeah, Blue, once again we covered that on the podcast when we did the end of the season. But those for 2 sort of months, it was a bit disappointing. But we're proud once again because we first season ever in Tier 3. Yeah,
I think so. But I think probably from the group of players we've got, we're all really disappointed by that.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably a good sign. Means we want more. And we just have to be willing to do more. And hopefully this season we can learn from those mistakes. But yeah, the wheels did fall off towards the end. It's such a tight league, and obviously that we've only got 12 teams in it. Yeah. So it's so important to win against teams who are sort of mid-table, the tougher teams. And of course, Oxford are top runners at the minute. The importance of either drawing or beating them is so significant. It can be the difference between you going up and down. It's not like the Premier League where there's, you've got more games, you've got more points to drop, you've got more points to gain. We've got a tight league, and I think to have that experience and realise that actually we're going to need a bit more. So although it was disappointing, 3rd in Tier 3, it is an achievement still, but we do want more.
Definitely. And so everyone went on their summer breaks. I know the squad, most of you went on holiday and had a great time.
We did.
So that's good. Once again, that's what you needed to do as well. Sort of just relax, have a good time with your teammates, then come back pre-season. And of course, decent pre-season, good little setup going into the first games of August. But of course, we didn't start the season well, did we? Of course, a 3-0 home defeat to Pompey, and a 2-1 home defeat to Gillingham. Of course, we did end the month with a 1-0 win at Billericay. A relief that was. It was just we're here. We're actually got a win here. Of course, Natasha Thomas scoring that goal in a grudge match against Billericay. Of course, a bit of a rivalry there because of our Tier 3 times. But it wasn't a good start to the season, was it, Blue?
No, it really wasn't. And the importance of that Billericay win in the following games, I think, is so huge. Because I think if you look and we either draw or even lose against Billericay, you're starting the season with 3 results where you haven't won. And serious questions are going to be asked. So that's a really big game. Pompey caught us off guard completely. I think we were on a high from the Wolves pre-season game where we played really well and got a good result. Gillingham, again, not good enough. Standards just weren't there. It's almost like we needed a shake-in to wake up. And then by the Billericay game, we were like, season started. So not an ideal start, but I think since then we've been good. We've been much better. But let's just hope that rocky start to the season hasn't affected us too much that it impacts later in the season.
Yeah, because we actually haven't lost in the league since those 2 games. So, yeah, we've been pretty good. Now, September, just 2 games. Once again, it felt it was stop-start, weren't it? I think we even said on an early podcast during that time, it's very stop-start. We only had 1 league game in September, which, of course, was a 1-0 home win against Bridgewater. And then we had the cup game against QPR, which we won 7-0, which, I wouldn't say it's a nothing game, but it sounded like I wasn't there, but it sounded like a bit of a training game because it was good to see some players score goals. Nia Evans apparently scored an absolute weldy. I actually haven't seen that goal yet, so I'll have to find it. Someone have to send it to me.
She can hit a ball. The connection is just beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. And, of course, there's an opportunity to play some of the kids because Nina Milieu went in goal as well. Of course, Freya Godfrey made her statement on her debut, getting a few assists. Laffy pretty much apparently scored the same sort of goals, headers goals. But, yeah, we got through to the 4-0 Cup. So move on. October. We actually got some league games, which is good. 3 league games to be exact. Starting off with a 3-0 home win over Crawley Was. Freya, of course, scoring on a home debut. Bonnie scoring another goal after she scored on her debut last year. She then scored finally after a year. Then Natasha Thomas also scored that game. Then the 1-1 draw against Oxford. Of course, wanting to revenge that defeat last season, but it was a 1-1 draw in the end. But a good performance from us. Anna Gray, of course, scoring the goal. Then, of course, a 5-1 home win over MK Dons. Bonnie with 2 goals this time, scoring for fun. And then, of course, Freya Godfrey with another goal and Tash as well. But yeah, October was a good month in terms of points and a good draw against Oxford.
Yeah, a really good month. I think Oxford are the top dogs at the minute, aren't they? And with their home record, I think you take a draw against Oxford away. We'll obviously be looking to beat them when they come to Felixstowe. But all in all, October, good month, solid month. Lots of goals, different scorers. And Bonnie, 3 goals that month. She's got to be asking for player of the month, surely.
Yeah. She was on fire, because once again, there's some good goals she was scoring. I know one of them was a penalty. Was it? Great to see.
I think it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I knew there was one with a penalty. I'm trying to think the MK Dons, was there a penalty in that as well? I don't know. She scored a free kick, didn't she? She scored a free kick.
Yes, you're right.
And then I think the other one was like a rebound or something.
Yeah.
Another penalty.
Anyway.
You'll find out. Yeah, you go back to the podcast, we talk about that. But yeah, good old Bonnie scoring the 2 goals of that one. November. Started with us out of the cup. 4-0 Cup is what it is. Of course, losing 2-0 against Hashtag. Not a good day, really. It was a disappointing result, actually, in the end, but is what it is. Of course, we bounced back with a 7-0 win against Luton in the FA Cup, a return of the FA Cup. And, of course, the return of Sophie Peskett after 400-plus days, which was a great day. Of course, we had a great podcast with Peskett as well, talking about her return, her recovery, and, of course, your relationship as well with her Blue. Then another trip to good old Plymouth, good old Devon, a 5-0 win there. Of course, at Home Park once again. Another good crowd as well. Over 2,000 people there. Of course, Natasha Thomas scoring twice. Anna Gray continuing scoring. And Rosera Carrera scoring a very good goal as well. And then the end of November was a 3-0 win over London Seawood in the FA Cup to continue progressing to the, I think it was the second round, wasn't it? Or the third round. I've got stats, people, but I'm having a mare here, Blue. But November, good month instead of... It started bad, but then it ended well.
Yeah, I think so. Out of all those games, if you wanted to lose one, you'd say the 4-0 Cup.
Yeah.
Still, you want to win every game, so I think that was a real wake-up, and maybe hence why... Luton, Plymouth, London Seawood, not, if we're being honest, not the most difficult of oppositions. You expect us to win all of those games. But we did convincingly, and good to keep 3 clean sheets after that, conceding 2 to Hashtag. So a nice bounce back, I think. And I think we continued that bounce back in December as well.
Yeah, we did. Of course, we had another FA Cup game. Unfortunately, it was a behind closed doors game with Portishead, but we were able to beat them 7-0, and we're into the 4th round. Is it the 4th round of the FA Cup now?
Yes. Big teams come in 4th round, don't they?
Yes, they do. They do. Yes. I'll just double check with everybody. Once again, we do know what we're talking about. We've done this for a
lot of rounds. There's a lot of rounds in the FA Cup.
A lot of rounds. It is, of course, the 4th round, and at the moment, It's Lewis or London Bees at the AJ Arena. So we've got another home game. We said that about the draw. We love our home games. We do. So there. Of course, we just recorded, of course, the Cheltenham podcast. If you haven't listened to that, of course, go back to that before listening to this. But of course, a nice 2-0 win there. Tough conditions against a decent Cheltenham side, but got a clean sheet to end 2022 with a win. And we said it on the podcast, Blue, but yeah, it was good to end this year different to 2021.
It's so much a better feeling. I mean, I wasn't even at Oxford last year, but it was just a horrible feeling going into Christmas, and it sort of stays with you until you play the next game, because it kind of refreshes. Well, once you play the next game, it's then you're focused on that game, so it sort of stuck with you. But we got through it, and it's a win, and we're going off the back of five wins in a row, and convincing wins as well. So a nice bit of form. So hopefully players can do their off-season programs, have a bit of rest, have a bit of Christmas dinner, spend time with the family, friends, and then we'll get back to it in January.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we're sitting fourth in the league, one game in hand of Portsmouth. We've got the same game in hands as Watford. But say if we win, we go above Portsmouth, and of course Portsmouth is our next game up when we start the year. And of course we did that last year. Of course we drew against them, but this time we travelled to Portsmouth, which of course we want to revenge the 1-0 defeat to end last season. So that'll be interesting. But Blue, 2022 is done and dusted. A year of a lot of reflection, a lot of I think growing up as well. I think the squad probably have grown up a lot. Some of the young players, definitely after the Southampton game, the West Ham game, the start to this season. Have you seen that with the squad? Some players growing up and just different. We've actually had some moments where we've actually gone. We've actually had some.
It's been challenged, and actually it hasn't been easy. This year hasn't been easy at all.
Setbacks. That's the word. If you can see that, my mind was. I was trying to. What's the word? Setbacks. We've actually had some setbacks. There we go.
We have had some setbacks, and I think we probably didn't have them in Tier 4. So yeah, you don't grow unless you're challenged. So it's crucial. I think players have. There's a lot of players who have grown up, and you've seen massive changes in even their personality and how they hold themselves, and just a bit more professional. And I think everyone's starting to realise that most of our squad is within that sort of 18 to 22 range, and that is key moments of your career. So yeah, we want to do the best we can for the club, and it's about doing that together and finding the best way to do that. And maybe that's perhaps where we come unstuck before, where we're not working as a group, we're not sharing that same goal. And I think we're on our way to discovering that, and hopefully on the pitch, as you see in the past few games, return to a bit of form. And I really hope we continue that into 2023. How would you describe the year, Ross, in your eyes?
Well, it's been, as I said at the start, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs. Memories. I think a lot of players, a lot of the staff will remember forever the rest of their lives. Definitely, the Southampton game. Those celebrations on the pitch, and that massive crowds. To think our players were on TV on BBC, which is just fantastic. I'm sure once again that for even just their parents, their any friends or family knowing that they're on TV, which must have been amazing for them. And it's been, as I said, we've had setbacks, but we've been able to bounce back. We've had injuries as well. Think to end this year, we've had So Pescott make her return, Kyra, Zoe Barrett. Now waiting for the biggest return of them all, of course, for yourself, Blue Wilson. The year of Wilson, 2023. Little bit of an update for the listeners. I'm not going to put a date on it, but how far are you away?
So I just like the suspense too much of no one knowing.
True.
Soon, hopefully, all being well. And I like to highlight all being well, because not everything goes well all the time. And I think I've learned that over the past few months. All being well, we're looking at Feb potentially. I'd be happy with a Feb return. But a lot of boxes have to be ticked, a lot of work has to be done, and biologically my knee has to be ready. So some of it's out of my hands, some of it is in my hands, and I can tell that I'm doing everything I can, which is in my control, to be back as soon as possible. So hopefully 2023, I'll be kicking a ball again. I have been in training, which has been really good. So I've been contacting the ball in training, and it's feeling good. It's feeling good. It's going to be. I'm sort of trying to picture me coming back, and seeing Pesk has been strange, because she's obviously gone through the process I have, and imagining what she's feeling, and the successes she's feeling, the happiness, but also the challenges, because it doesn't, after an injury like that, it doesn't just go away once you play your first minute. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having something different, and most importantly, being back on the pitch. I think I've missed it. So yes, 2023 at some point, possibly Feb, maybe, give or take. I don't know. But yes, all being well.
Yeah, we're not going to put a date on it. Fingers crossed and all that. We can't wait for it. 2023, the year of Blue Wilson. Look forward to it. See, number 4 on the back. Love that. Well, Blue, it's been one hell of a year doing the podcast. I want to say a big thank you to yourself. It's been great to talk about the games every week. As I said, we've had ups and downs on the podcast, talking about disappointing results, but some great results, great memories, some great guests. Big shout out to all our guests. We've had all different players on, different staff members. It's been great. And yeah, look forward to another year of doing podcasts, 2023, and seeing Blue Wilson on the pitch. But yeah, Blue, any other business before we wrap up?
No business. Just wish everyone a happy new year and a Merry Christmas, and see you in the new year. But it's been great. I've loved the pod this year. I think it's great, and thank you to all you fans and family. I know my family are avid listeners, for listening out every week and showing support. You're a great fan base, so yeah, we really appreciate it.
We do indeed. But yeah, of course, big shout out to John Fowler Solicitors for sponsoring. Michael Kennedy, of course, was a guest on our previous podcast. Hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't watched it and listened to it, go back to it. But of course, stay and listen to this one. But we are at the end of the podcast. We've had so many great shows. Blue, I'll let you outro as you will and bring on 2023.
Yeah, that's right. Bring on 2023. Thanks for listening this year, and we'll be back in the new year.
Nice.
Lovely stuff.